I wanted to touch bases with you once again about 2021 Daytona Bike Week. I recently read a quick opinion piece regarding the Bike Week, and the basic thrust of this writer's opinion had to do with the fact that this upcoming Bike Week, the 2021 Bike Week, is the 80th anniversary of the Daytona Bike Week. Yes, the 80th anniversary. Much like Sturgis was last year, the 80th anniversary of Sturgis. Okay. So his opinion was, his feeling and his opinion is that there is going to be made an extra effort this year to financially and economically capitalize on the fact that it's the 80th anniversary, and there's going to be more of a concerted effort to have the Bike Week this year, because you see, Daytona Bike Week actually started on January 24th of 1937, and I believe Sturgis started in 1938, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact date. I could look it up, and in 37, Bike Week was referred to as the Daytona 200. The Daytona 200. And it was a, roughly 3-mile course that started just south of Daytona Beach and went north for about 1.25 miles on the beach, and then it made a left-hand turn, which was banked, banked sand. Made a left-hand turn back onto the mainland and back onto the road, and then it came back south that same distance roughly, and then there was another banked turn that it took back out onto the beach. Got to watch your speed here on this road this time of morning. I can show you some pictures of that. Let's cut to a few of the pictures of that now. Yeah, so there it was. It must have been a heck of an exciting thing for the spectators to see back in those days. And just as an obscure fact, back in those days, the residents of Daytona in their homes were encouraged to rent out rooms to motorcyclists because there wasn't enough hotel space. Can you imagine that happening today? Yeah, that's what it was. It was the Daytona 200 And from 37 to 41, or no, 42, excuse me, 1942, the race was conducted. And actually the first race in 37 was won by a guy from California on an Indian motorcycle. It went along that way from 37 to 42 on the beach. And then in 1942, the Defense Department went ahead and made a proclamation saying that for defense reasons and gas shortages, shortages of this, shortages of that, it was probably a good idea to close the race down. So the race was closed down from 42 to 47, at which time it opened back up again, and they made the course a little bit longer, but they continued to run the race on the beach. And they ran the race on the beach from 47 up to 1961, I believe it was. And then in 1961, they decided to move the Daytona 200 from the beach to the Daytona International Speedway. So they moved it off the beach. So in 62, it got moved off the beach, and it moved to the Daytona International Speedway. And the race, the Daytona 200, from what I understand, has been run in the International Speedway now consistently every year. But when they moved it to the International Speedway, they decided to create Bike Week, quote unquote, and continue to have all of the folks come up to Daytona, come down to Daytona, and enjoy Bike Week and all of the associated festivities that went along with Bike Week. And everything went along smoothly, I guess, until in 1986. I guess in 86, there was some disruption that took place, and everybody didn't play well with each other in 86. And so that became a concern for the town fathers in 86, and they started to look at Bike Week a little bit differently, I guess, after 1986. But yeah, that's just a little bit of the history. I digress. But it is interesting history, because there's so much history associated with Bike Week, with the Daytona races and the Daytona 200, and there's just so much history that it's quite interesting. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.